Welcome to my video where I'm going to graph the exponential functions 2 to the x and minus 2 to the minus x. So first of all, let's get our coordinate system here. What I'm going to do is pick some values and just plot these values. So this is our left column is x, and let's start at minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. That'll give us some points to work with. So if we do 2 to the x, so 2 to the minus 3 is 1 over 2 cubed, which is 1 over 8, which is 0.125. Now 2 to the minus 2 is 1 over 4, which is 0.25. And 2 to the minus 1 is just 1 over 2, which is 1/2. 2 to the 0, anything to the 0th power, that's one of our rules. That's just going to be 1. 2 to the 1 is just 2. And 2 squared is 4. 2 cubed is 8. So there's our points that we want to plot. Now let's draw a coordinate graph here. Cartesian coordinates, and our x-axis goes from minus 3 to plus 3, so 1, 2, 3, that's x, and then this is 2 to the x, 1, 2, 3, and then we go 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so let's put our points in there. So our first one is at minus 3, and it's a very small number. It's 0.12, so that's a small number there. Now, at minus 2, we get 0.25, another small number. And then finally, at minus 1, we get to a half. And then at 0, we've got a 1. And at 1, we've got a 2. So there's a 2. Now, there's 1, 2, 3. Now at 2 we have a 4, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, go over about right there. And then at 3 we have an 8, so that's 8, and it's about right there. Okay, so there's our line. What we can tell is that in the negative axis, it just goes to 0. It looks like that's what's going to happen just looking at our numbers. And in the positive axis, x value is just going to continue to grow. So now let's look at the case where we're dealing with 2 to the minus x. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make our plot here, and we're going to pick the point. So this is going to be x, and this is x to the minus 2x. Minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So let's see what we do, plugging that in. So 2 to the minus 3 is just going to be equal to 8. So that's going to be 2 to the third power, which is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. 2 to the minus 2 is 2 squared, because the minuses cancel each other out, so we get 4. 2 to the minus 1, minus a minus 1, minus a minus 1, that's just 2 to the 1, which is 2, and 2 to the 0 is just equal to 1. Anything to the 0th power is 1. And then 2 to the 1 minus 1, because we've got minus x now, that's going to be equal to 0.5. And 2 to the minus 2 is just 1 over 2 squared, which is 1 over 4, which is 0.25. And then 2 to the minus 3 is 1 over 8, because we got 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 1 over that, because we got the minus sign there, 0.125. Okay, we can tell that this is going to be just about our other graph, except it's going to be flipped. So let's see what this looks like. Once again, we go minus 1, minus 2, and minus 3. 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. Everything's on the plus axis now, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is our 2 to the minus x, and this is our x. So now let's plot those points in there. So at minus 3, we get 8. So 1, 2, minus 3. Up at 8, so we're up here. And at minus 2, we get a 4. So that's minus 2. We go to 1, 2, 3, 4 over that. And at minus 1, we get a 2. That's that point. At 0, we get 1. At 1, we get a half. And at 2, we get 0.25. And at 3, we get 0.125. So here's what our line is going to look like now. On the negative x-axis, it's going to continue to grow in a positive fashion. And on the plus x-axis, it's going to go to 0 asymptotically. So that's going to be our graph of 2 to the minus x. So now what I want to do is I want to plot this on the Desmos graphic calculator. So let's get that started. This is the Desmos graphing calculator site, and hit on graphing right here. Now this should be fairly straightforward. So we want to plot the function 2 to the x. So I hit 2 to the x. No, mistake. It's going to be, I've got to hit the 2, then I hit a to the b power because it's going to be to the x power. There we go. That looks like our other graph. The negative values, it was very small, went to 0, and then the positive values, it grew. Now let's do another one. Let's do 2, and this one to hit AB. This time it's minus x. Okay, so there's what we just saw when we did it manually, and they both cross at 1. And so the blue line is the 2 to the minus x, and the red line is 2 to the x. So that's just what we graphed manually a minute ago. Well, thank you for watching this video. Hope you got something out of it. If you did, give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.